First off, thank you everybody for coming to the official post-race press conference for round 1 of the Monster Energy Supercross series. Not only for the riders, but for every single person in this room that contributes to this sport. Give yourself a round of applause. Tonight's event was a sellout. The winner of the 250 class, Aaron Plessinger. Oh, second place, yeah. Right. And of course, the big winner, Shane Mcelrath, Troy Lee Designs, Red Bull KTM. All right, I'll immediately open up the questions to the floor. Who wants to go first? We have a mic, Until we find a mic, I'm going to go ahead and ask a question to the big winner, Shane. The Anaheim main event, they said, is the hardest one to win. You chose a heck of a race to pick up your first professional victory. Talk about what was going through your head as the laps wound down, and how nervous were you?
It's kind of hard to put in words, and I now know what people say when they don't really have words to describe it. But at that point, it's kind of hard to think about the race itself. You're pretty much focused on everything but you and your riding, and I mean, that's what we do during the week. Every week is practice with our teammates and do long motos with people right behind us and in front of us, and that's kind of what I had to picture it as. And yeah, just tried to keep going and keep pushing. And the track was pretty tough just with how it was breaking down. The layout was kind of simple, but yeah, it was tough to be consistent with how it was breaking down, but I'm pumped that I could do it here.
Congratulations. We'll open up the floor to questions.
Yeah, so leading, usually it's hard to win that first one. And Aaron was closing in a little bit at the end. Were you controlling that? Did you know where he was? Were you starting to think about things?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much was from the get-go. I mean, the track, like I said, the track was pretty tough, and it's kind of hard knowing behind you if somebody's catching you, where they're making up time, and that's when you make a mistake and you just try and shake it off. And so we had a few laps there, like it seemed like every other he would catch me, and then I would pull him back a little, and then I got like 3 to go, and I was just trying to hit everything as clean as I could, and just keep the pace up, and just at the same time trying not to let the nerves get out there. I mean, it's A1, and this is the big Supercross race, and this, I mean, we all want to win, and is the first race of the season, but to me this one was more about just getting the season started in a good position. But I was pumped to be able to do what we did with it.
Jim Hawley, Race Day Live. This is for Aaron Plessinger. Aaron, how'd you like riding on the West Coast? I mean, normally you're an East Coast guy. I was surprised to see you switch over to the West Coast. Your thoughts on the race and finishing up second?
The track was really good. It was kind of a little soft in practice, but it shaped up really good in the race. And I actually rode my rookie year on the West Coast, so it's kind of good to be back. Good to be back in the hard pack, and usually the whoops don't wear down that much, but yeah, it's fun, and the track was pretty fun tonight, and yeah, everybody rode a good race.
Hi, I'm Andrea from On Track Off-Road. This is for all 3 riders. Now that you have a race under your belt with a new format, what's your thoughts on it with the time instead of the laps?
For me, I actually liked it pretty good. I mean, you weren't just focusing on the laps, just trying to get and hit everything as perfect as I could. I struggle a lot with bike setup today, just trying to adjust to this hard pack condition. Definitely, I need to work on some things over the week going into San Diego, but I got to give it up to the guys that were in front of me. I mean, they rode a better race, and I did as much as I could, and without risking the first race. So I'm happy I was able to get on the box, and it's a long season, and I look forward to challenge them every weekend and all the riders that are going really good.
I kind of like the time. I mean, I couldn't really tell the difference because I think we did the same amount of laps, but we might have done one more. But I couldn't really tell. I was just focused on who was in front of me, and yeah, I was just riding.
Yeah, it's. I mean, normally it's the outdoors who kind of what they say is separate the men from the boys, but some of the Supercross races were like 11 and a half minutes before, and I think it just kind of puts used to all the training that we do. And I mean, we've been in off season since pretty much the beginning of September, and that's kind of what we all work for, and then going into outdoors too. So I think it's gonna help everybody out for just their confidence, their riding going into outdoors, and just for the fans too. I think it makes for better racing, and over time it's going to separate a lot more people than normal, I think.
This question's for Shane. I mean, I think you surprised a lot of us. You were fast all day. Did you surprise yourself at all, or had you noticed something over the off season where you were finding a little more speed?
We've definitely been putting in a lot of time and laps and doing our work, and that's what the biggest part was. For me, getting hurt at Southwick this year, I had about a month off after that, and then when outdoors was over, I was just starting back riding, and since then I haven't really had any time off other than the holidays. And so for me, it's just like I've been doing the same thing over and over, and we've had time to get healthy and be prepared, and I think that's the first time in a few years that we've actually had that opportunity. So that was the biggest thing, and all week, well, pretty much the last 2 weeks since Christmas is kind of like almost in a little conservative mode, because you don't want to do anything stupid to risk this. And with my injuries last year, it's hard not to think about that, but at the same time, it's like we ride how we ride, and that's kind of all we know. So yeah, I mean, it's just a big step for us, and for our confidence. The main thing, I feel like we've always kind of just been lacking in that area a little bit with because of injuries too. And so just yeah, I mean, we've definitely put in our work and didn't have high expectations. We just knew what we had to do, and we've been working on starts and sprints and long motos. So I mean, I tried to just replicate a practice day.
Aaron, can you talk about your starts tonight? It seemed like you were kind of coming through in your heat and in the main. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, my starts starting the heat race was, I got a good jump, and I was out with Martin, but kind of got pushed wide, and yeah, I had to come from the back. But in the main, I was all the way inside, and got the best jump I could from the inside, and I kind of got pinched off. But yeah, I mean, my starts were better than they were last year, so it's a good start to the season, I guess, with starts.
Steve Giberson from Vital MX. Shane, I was actually both you guys watching this off-season. It looks like a lot more follow the leader or kind of chasing each other rather than guys doing individual laps. Is that something that's helped you guys?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can benefit from doing motos by ourselves, but even once every few weeks, if we would want to, like Tyler, our trainer, would let us, but for the most part, it was just always Alex and Freckle and then myself, and we would just rotate the order pretty much, whether it was sprints or motos or whatever. And Jordan Smith's been on the East Coast, so he hasn't been riding with us, but yeah, I mean, we're a team, and we all work together, and we all push each other, and that's I think the biggest part of our team is it's like one big family, and I think that plays into the whole mood of the races on the weekends, and I think that's a big part of who we are.
You kind of were an unknown as an amateur, and this team picked you up. Did you think 6 years ago that you would ever be a Supercross winner? Was that a realistic goal for you when you were coming up?
I mean, growing up, watching Jeremy McGrath and Pastrana and Carmichael, I mean, the goal, I mean, always dreamed of just racing Supercross. That was kind of what I grew up calling it, as making it, I guess. And it wasn't long ago where I was thinking about that, and I was like, I've kind of exceeded my expectations or my dreams when I had, as I was a little kid, and I never really thought about it until then. And it's like, I mean, I have a good opportunity to keep going with this, and a good team to be with, and so that just gives me more motivation, just because we all, I mean, it's not always fun, but for the most part we enjoy everything that we do, and we can push each other around on the track, but then we come off and we're all good. So I think that's the biggest thing.
All right, congratulations, guys. Let's give one more round of applause for the podium for the 250 SX class at Anaheim 1. Good job, guys.